The Ngozi Cadmus Show presents the bridge between faith, entrepreneurship, and leadership. My name is Ngozi Cadmus, and I'm a mental health and leadership expert. I represent the average woman and equip women of faith to walk in their divine calling, master their thoughts, and love themselves so that they can level up spiritually, mentally, and financially. Welcome to the Ngozi Cadmus Show, and I'm your host, Ngozi Cadmus, your mental health and leadership expert. And this is episode 18. Amazing. I'm excited. I wanted to talk to you today about what it's like to be overlooked as a black woman, to be overlooked as a woman, to be overlooked as, a daughter, as a wife. Now, I'm not saying I've been overlooked in every area that I've mentioned. I'm just trying to say that it can resonate in whatever social hierarchy, social category, or positionality that you identify with. So, when we think about being overlooked, what do we think it means? What does being overlooked mean? I like to always define what it means. So overlook can mean fail to notice. When somebody fails to notice, disregarded, ignored, forgotten, neglected, sometimes even seen as slighted. Fail to notice or consider something or someone. And I think being overlooked is a very painful experience that's often not talked about in society. I watched the video. What's the name of the YouTuber? I can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but she was talking about a TikTok video that she saw about a young woman who was talking about being. Sorry, I just realized I'm going to do a video on that. Actually, I'm going to do a video on that TikTok. Yes. It just came to my head that I should talk about it from a therapist and a personal perspective. Okay, being overlooked. Being overlooked is such a painful experience, and I think nearly every single person on this planet will have at one time or another had felt overlooked, whether it's for a job, whether it's for a course, whether it's for in a relationship, whether it's relationships, a romantic relationship, parental, friendship, sibling, whatever it is. I think we've all experienced being overlooked, and it is very, very painful because there's something about it connected to your significance, to your existence. Being overlooked, it's like it threatens your existence, it threatens your significance on this world, and it's important that each and every one of us do feel that we are significant, because that's linked to our worthiness. So black people specifically experience this, in a weird way, because we experience this this intricately paradoxical relationship between being invisible but hyper visible at the same time. Let me say that again. We experience this paradoxical relationship between being invisible, being not seen in aspects of society, but being scrutinized and being visible sometimes in the same kind of domain of society. So in the workplace, black women specifically are usually invisible to the advancement and progression of careers, right? We know statistic shows, especially in the Western world, where we're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to progressing in our careers. But we are also hyper visible because there's sometimes more scrutiny, or we feel like there is more scrutiny on us and our work. We're more likely to be criticized for the same thing our colleagues are. We're more likely to feel that we have to work 10 times harder for what a person just needs to work, a bit harder for. We work double hard essentially for the same effort. So we are constantly having to balance this kind of where we are excluded from the old boys network. We are overlooked for promotions, but we are hyper visible because you're scrutinizing every area of development, every area of weakness, every mistake that we make. So it's a weird feeling and experience because you're aware that you're not being seen for who you truly are, but you're being watched for what you're potentially not doing. And when you're in that kind of situation, it really, impacts your mental well-being. Because think about it, from 2 years old potentially, or from 5, we go into school in the Western world, and obviously in other parts of the world too. And you spend more time in an environment that's not your home than you do in your home from 2. If you go into nursery, nursery is you don't spend that much time in nursery. But okay, let's say from 5 years old. From 4 to 5 years old, some in America they say kindergarten. In the UK we say reception. From reception, from age 4 or 5, we literally are outside of our homes more than we're inside of our homes. We spend 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours of the day in an environment that is created for us to learn, to grow, to matriculate outside of our home environments. And that is when we usually experience the first feelings of being overlooked, unless you've been experiencing it, unfortunately, in your household, if there's any level of neglect occurring. And it's painful. It's painful because it makes you feel like your existence is pointless. It is painful because it really impacts your idea of your worthiness and your significance and the meaning of life and what you offer and the value that you have to offer the world. Why do I say this? Because growing up, I felt overlooked. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about being the underdog, and it kind of links with this idea, so I won't go into too much in this episode. But we've all experienced this. It's a very familiar experience. But I want to share how I feel we can overcome and navigate being overlooked, particularly within our careers. If there's a feeling, a strong sense of feeling that you just feel overlooked, and it doesn't reflect your current situation, because sometimes the feelings that we have as children carry on with us as adults, and it's not actually happening as much anymore, and we still have those feelings because they're very strong, and it takes usually therapy to really deal with those unresolved, painful experiences that you still carry with you. So I just think that's important to be said. But for us in careers as women, as black women, women of colour, women of faith, we have to take control of our narrative, of our story. Yes, I've been overlooked, but I will not choose to remain overlooked. Yes, you've neglected me. You've taken no notice of me, but I will not choose to stay being neglected. I will go where I am valued. I will go where I'm wanted. I will go where I'm needed. I will go where I can be of significance, that my worthiness is validated because I am worthy. My existence is validated because I was born to be here. I was created by my creator to be here. So I think it's integral to the conversation that in being overlooked, we realize that might be an occurrence that has happened maybe more than once, maybe want more than once, but you don't have to continuously be bypassed. You matter. If you understand that you matter first and foremost to your creator. You matter to your family. You matter to your friends. You matter to the relationships that you have carved out. You matter to the workplace, to the marketplace. You have value to offer the marketplace. That's why I teach people about their value, not their intrinsic value in their worth, but their value to the marketplace. Your idea, your nugget, your mind has value. Your hands, your talents, the God-given gifts that you've been given, you have value. Once you recognize that, no job, no employer, no workplace, one will overlook you again, will neglect your talents and needs. You will never feel disregarded, passed over. So, strengthen yourself in the Lord, gird up your loins, and take action. Go back to the drawing board. Seek God for strategy. Change up your CV. Look at areas that you need developing and work on those areas. Within 6 months, within a year, you'll be in a very different position mentally. You'll be in a very different position in terms of your career and what you can show in your career, what you can show in your experience to offer the marketplace. So being overlooked is a very painful experience. It's an experience that most human beings have faced. But the question isn't what is being overlooked or how that makes you feel. It's once you've been overlooked, what do you do with it? How do you use it for your advantage? How do you use it for your advantage? How can you learn from that and make sure you're never overlooked again? Thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Ooh, what an amazing show. If I may say so myself. Well, thank you for listening to the Ngozi Cadmus Show podcast. So, for all of you women of faith and all of you women who are listening week after week and resonate with what I'm talking about, feel lost, feel uncertain, know they're called for something greater, but they're currently stuck in what is comfortable. They're stuck in the familiar. And you honestly want to get out of that. You want to be all that God has created you to be. Sis, I got you covered. Yeah? I've got an amazing mentorship that I provide to women of faith like yourself to help them level up, essentially equip them with the skills that they need to fulfill their assignment on earth and to shift their mindset, have a complete metanoia, have a complete transformation. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link on the website and follow the instructions, and I can't wait to see you in the community. So like, share, subscribe. That's YouTube. But for the podcast lovers, download it, share it, tweet it, review it, all of that good stuff, and I shall see you in the next podcast.